Hey, this is Scott Lara. Hope you're having a great day. I want to give you a couple tips if you're going to be traveling overseas, like you're flying over to Munich to grab a AmaWaterways cruise on the Ama Magna, or if you're going overseas like my daughter did, going on a Virgin Voyages cruise. My son went over there to Europe as well. And so if you're traveling overseas, let me give you some super secret tips that you're not going to hear anywhere else. Euros, right? Now, if you've been to an airport, you've seen those little not kiosks, but the little areas where it says cambio, change. And somebody's sitting in there and you see all the numbers on the outside, the lights. You can change from this to that to this to this to this to this. Now, you're gonna pay for that convenience when you go to that cambio change booth and you want to exchange US dollars to euros, right? Scott, you're in Jacksonville, Florida. What are you doing with 20 euros in your hand? I'll tell you what I'm doing with it. I have a bank right next door to my office. And I walked over to my bank and I said, hey, and they said, hey. And I said, I want to buy some euros. And so it was much cheaper to buy euros through my bank here in the US than waiting till I get to Europe and go into a bank there or go to an ATM there or in the airport there and exchanging dollars for euros. So my number one tip is if you're going to be going overseas, if you're going to be going on a cruise or traveling or whatever you're doing over there, hiking, backpacking, whatever you're doing, you're going to need euros. If you go to a restaurant or if you go to, get a cup of coffee, whatever, you want to pay in euros. Now, you could pay in US. It may be a little different. They're going to have to figure out the exchange rate, but I think you should take some euros with you. It just depends on how long you're going over there for, right? So buy your euros at your local bank and don't wait the day before you travel. Do it like a week or two before, because with Wells Fargo, they had to order them from like South Dakota, and then they overnighted them to the bank here. And there was no, overnight fee or nothing like that, but they just have the, rate, the exchange rate. So that's number one. Number two, if you've watched Jason Bourne, he's over there in Europe, and I think it was like in England or Britain in the train station or whatever. And he bought like a local cell phone, right? And gave it to a reporter. What I'm saying is, what are you going to do about your cell phone, right? You don't want to be over in Europe or somewhere else and come home to a high cell phone bill. So that's why I'm a big fan of GigSky. Check them out, GigSky.com. And in your phone, you probably have a built-in eSIM. And that eSIM, you know what a SIM card is, right? The little plastic card you slip into the phone back in the day. Well, these newer phones have SIMs built in. So you go to GigSky.com and you can purchase a data plan for Europe, for a cruise, for whatever. And then you just hit your phone, your settings on your phone, and then you use the eSIM. And I mean, is it going to be 500 down and 300 up on your speed? No, but it's going to be adequate for you to be able to, texts, email, you name it. So check out GigSky.com. You definitely don't want to come home to a high cell phone bill. My third tip is about your credit card, right? So you're over there in Europe, you're buying this, you're putting your tips on your cruise on your credit card. Well, double check with your bank regarding your credit card. You may have a fee, a foreign transaction fee, could be 3%. So, I mean, if you got $140 charge, it's going to cost you, what, $4 or so. So you may want to take some extra cash, but just be mindful. Let's say you're over in Europe and your wife says, hey, honey, yeah, honey, buy me that purse. Okay, and you buy her a $5,000 purse on your credit card. I'm not going to do the math on that. 5,000 times 3%, it's going to be a couple extra pennies there. So you definitely want to watch your foreign exchange, your foreign fee. And of course, the pointsguy.com, he can tell you the credit cards you can use that don't have that foreign transaction fee. But if you just have your regular Wells Fargo or Bank of America card, you got that 3% fee. So be mindful of that, because why add extra costs that you don't need to, right? So those are my 3 tips. Get your euros before you go overseas. Go to GigSky.com, get yourself an eSIM plan. And my last tip is that foreign exchange fee on your credit card. Just be careful of that, not to be racking up, $5, $10, $20,000 worth of charges. Maybe you're buying yourself a suit, guys, or you're buying some expensive shoes or a cool watch. Well, the foreign exchange fee, the foreign transaction fee can be a cost you didn't count on. Scott Lara, thecruisegenius.com. Like and subscribe. Have a good one.